Hi, Connie.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back from one side to the other. Scraps is there off screen. Jesus is back. There's the bishop in the corner.
He does not have his Crocs on.
Yeah, you're not wearing your Crocs for once.
Did they steal them in West Virginia?
No, I had my sister's prom is this Friday, and I had to take her go prom dress shopping. I'm not about to be waltzing around a mall with just Crocs.
But you will be on worldwide television.
Yeah.
You'll wear Crocs to our show, but you won't walk the back.
Man, if I have to run, I'm gonna be running. I'm not gonna be running in Crocs. And if I have to kick someone in the face, it's gonna be with a
All you
pair of
have
shoes.
to do is switch them from relaxation mode to sports mode.
That takes way too much work. I have to take off my shoe and then put on that. At that point, I'm just already getting shot at. That
Well, I mean, at that point, you can just take it off and throw the Croc at him.
uh,
Hello, Mr. Bishop.
Nothing says screw you like getting beamed in the face with a piece of hard rubber.
unless you're Mexican, then that's just pissing off your parents.
I was gonna say. I mean, no, I don't know, dude. That's like if someone beats the tar out of you with Hello Kitty baseballs. You know what I mean?
They still hurt, no matter what the brand is.
Yeah, but can you imagine the shame of before you lose consciousness, the cold, dead, soulless eyes of Hello Kitty or what's looking at you, or a Croc, the most lame shoe imaginable is all you see before the blackness
At
of
that point, I just want to put a speaker on it saying "Crikey." Get smacked in the head, and all you hear is "Crikey, crikey, crikey," or the Hello Kitty one. Like does Hello Kitty even say anything?
I actually don't
I don't
know.
know.
Some random Japanese bug anime girl saying something.
See for
And
See,
this is my crew, ladies and gentlemen.
See, he's frustrated as hell right now, but I've only been here.
Oh, I hate all. No,
for not even 10 minutes yet.
no, you guys have no idea how before the show started, there was like 20 minutes of okay, everything is ready, and then 7 o'clock hits, and nothing is ready. The bishop can't decide if he's just going to keel over there. This dude barely shows up literally before we turn the cameras on.
Okay, in my defense, I did text you earlier saying, hey, I'm not too sure if I'm going to make it or not. I had to take my sister dress shopping.
To be fair, I've always been here. I'm just a problem in general.
There's that.
Yeah.
And then I texted you guys saying, hey, I should be able to make it. I'm on my way home right now.
That's
But
funny
no
is-
one responded at all.
he's seen it and told me. I didn't know to respond. I've not responded.
Yeah,
to
no, his
anybody.
his response to it was, "Where is he? How long does it take to get home?"
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because you told me like, oh, Jesus is coming over, and like 40 minutes later, I'm like, how long does it take Jesus to get here?
I was at the Park Meadows Mall. I did find a shop I want to go over there too. It's a socks shop.
And then
They just sell nothing but socks.
I'm wheezing and messing up everything with the camera battery.
It's like decorative socks though, like fancy socks with designs on them and shit. Yeah, I'm gonna go back there when I got money.
Nice. Like a few days ago with my chair leg, I'm assuming this is what happened. My camera wasn't charging. I charged it for like 4 hours a day. Then saw an hour ago it was at 18%. And then 10 minutes later I saw it was at 15%. I'm like, no, that's not right. And I must have hit it with my chair because it has different modes and switches.
Oh man, that sucks.
And I'm glad I caught it because now it's good. But
So you know how Mike Nelson was the host of Mystery Science Theater, but everyone agreed that TV's Frank and Dr. Forrester were way cooler?
and Joel.
Now I have a sympathy for Mike Nelson. Anyway, so boys and girls, tonight we're continuing our quest to talk about it.
Okay, fine. I'm just going to say it without giving cues. Can somebody turn the AC on? It's hot in here.
How the hell is AC snapping your fingers?
To get
What are you, a
his
greaser?
attention, because he's off screen and it's like,
Hey, he's not a greaser. We didn't break out in a musical.
Well, it's like he was trying to do that.
And furthermore, I don't think we have
Sup?
the coordination to be able to.
Coordination.
Also, I was not paying attention.
There's that too. To one, be able to dance in unison, and I'm pretty sure none of us can sing.
I can kind of sing.
I can kind of sing.
I just don't want to.
I'll try.
No, you won't. You'll
I'll
shut
sound
the...
like a dying animal.
You are a dying animal.
I bought a new vape.
No shit.
It's tiny.
Hi, Dad. So,
Hey, Connie. Hi, Chester. Hi, Dad.
Hi, peoples.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Tara.
I think we just hijacked the show for
yes.
the day.
How are you guys? How you doing?
Hey, you guys!
I am so glad I don't pay any of these idiots.
Imagine if you did, though.
I wouldn't anymore.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah,
No,
you
I would not.
So what's
I'm
the,
tempted to send you a-holes bills.
Um,
Oh, crap. And here comes the Lord of Chaos. Hi, Sean.
Yeah, talking about sending bills. I gotta send you a bill.
Hi, Sean.
So,
And start making you pay royalties on my stuff.
good night, everybody. Anyway. So, got an idea. How about for a change of pace, we have me talk on my show. So, tonight we're going to be talking about
we do that every Wednesday, though.
continuing...
I was gonna say, can't we just have a change of pace and just have us just interrupt them at every second?
That sounds like a good idea.
How would that be a change
I
of
don't
pace?
know. How would it be a change of pace?
We do that on a daily basis, anyways. But this time it's being recorded.
I'm waiting them out.
Oh, gosh.
That's my girl.
That.
Good girl, famine. Or no, you're gluttony. You're gluttony. You can
Yeah.
say-
Hey, no.
Told you it was gonna happen.
You be kinder. No.
You're going to get us all cursed. And we're
That-
talking about curses later, actually.
I'm already cursed.
I've been cursed.
You all are my curse.
She falls over.
Because she knows she's about to get yeeted again.
You be kind.
Mr. Bishop, you're supposed to be on my side.
Sweet, I'm important for once.
You're always in West Virginia.
I said for once.
Yeah, okay.
So, tonight we're going to continue on with our proud tradition of haphazardly trying to get around to a cryptid from all 50 states. And now that we're balls deep into almost 10 minutes of these three morons, honestly, I feel like we should take this stream and, edit it. So before the stream goes live, have the Three Stooges theme play. It would be fitting for you three. Anyway, though.
And
I
what are
prefer
you,
Vinny Hill.
What are you, the fourth stooge? Shemp? Okay.
The one that
He's
everybody
not important-
remembers.
He's not important enough to be a stooge.
Yeah, but Shemp's everybody's second favorite.
He doesn't even count as a stooge.
It would take like 9 of him to make the Three Stooges.
I'm the second fattest person in this room.
I'm not gonna deny I'm the biggest one here. Oh. No, I know I'm fat, and I'm proud of it, damn it, even though I'm trying to lose weight, but that's for health reasons. I'm a happy fatty.
Well, look behind you. I think you'll find it.
That's too much work. I'm already sitting uncomfortable.
Anyway, so our first one we're going to be talking about is actually by request from Sean. That was
Who's
the
that?
loudest goddamn bottle I've ever heard.
We do requests on this show?
No,
Oh,
only for
apparently.
citizens. Anyway,
They don't count, though.
tonight our first one is going to be from Wisconsin. And I'm actually kind of glad that Sean brought the mention of Wisconsin to my attention, because I have found the cryptid with the coolest name and the lamest distinction. What am I talking about? I am talking about the Terror of Rock Lake, also known as Rocky.
Bubba?
And his distinction is that he is the world's most cowardly serpent.
I'm a little disappointed. I was hoping you were going to say boxing champion.
No, his name is Rocky because he lives in Rock Lake. But he has a distinction as being the most cowardly serpent. every encounter with this creature, except for one, which we'll discuss in a minute, the creature is always sighted running away, fleeing like a coward.
Well, to be fair, if it saw you, I would also run.
I've never encountered it. But anyway, now, like I said, this is in Wisconsin, and the funny thing is that the people around this lake have kind of become protective of Rocky. Hold on here, let me dredge up my notes real quick.
No, when you said Wisconsin, I was hoping we were going to be talking about a cheese monster.
Posting a link to the Pine Barrens Institute, Rocky, the first thing that came up.
Oh yeah, that's one of the ones that I was looking at. Rock Lake is approximately 20 miles east of Madison and only a few minutes away from Lake Mills. The lake covers approximately 1,365 acres, and at its deepest point is 87 feet. Which doesn't sound like that big of a lake, actually.
Did I just say for a lake that don't sound too big?
But I mean, I guess you don't have to be super big to have a big-ass monster.
Especially if you're a snake, I guess.
See, that's the interesting part. There are contradictions about if he's actually a serpent. I'll explain in a minute. So, let me see here. His first the first reported account of Rocky was in 1867, actually. A man who was simply known as Harbeck, which sounds like a D&D character. Who are you? I'm Harbeck, the fighter.
My mind went to Lord of the Rings.
The inspiration for D&D? Anyway, though. Now, he claimed that he encountered the creature. It was hiding in reeds.
My dad. Thank you, K.E. Bishop. Hi, Dad.
I want to meet your dad. He sounds like a funny guy.
Yeah. How does he run away? Are his cheeks pinched? Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, so he claims that he first encountered this creature. Actually, it was, from his account, it was like resting on the shore, hiding in reeds. And when he realized it was there, it hissed at him and darted off back into the water. But according to his story, it was on the land. It was less of a serpent and more like a big monitor lizard. And when it was in the water, it pressed its legs against its body, so it looked like a serpent. But from there, I mean, you could throw a rock, apparently, in this area, and everybody has seen this creature or had some encounter, and it always ends the same way. They apparently stumble upon the creature, and it runs away. People claim that they saw it in the water, swimming, and despite the fact it is massive, some stories say it's a good 20, 30 feet long. But it will run like a stark coward the second it knows you see it. As soon as it realizes it's being watched, it will dart away as fast as possible. So everyone jokes that it's a coward. Well, there was one incident. Hold on, let me see if I can find...
Everybody just belching their way through this show.
Apparently. Another encounter of it was in 1882. Two men claimed that they had decided they would have a competition between each other and would go and swim the length of Rock Lake.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's go swimming in a lake that has a monster in it.
Keep in mind that this thing is like 13...
It's big enough to swallow a human alive.
Well, no. This lake is 1,365 acres wide.
They were white, weren't they?
Probably.
Because I can't see a Mexican doing that.
Ed McKenzie and
it.
D.W.
No. I would be on a boat doing it while fishing.
We'll get to that. It was Edward McKenzie and D.W. Siebert. Those sound like white names, yeah. That sounds European. But anyway, they decided they were going to swim across. Now, our boy Ed apparently got so far ahead of DW, he decided that he was going to stop and catch his breath and take a break. Because, hey, there's this big log floating in the water. I'll just hold on to that.
Sounds like a terrible idea.
It wasn't a log.
Then again, they're trying to swim across a big ass lake like that wasn't a good idea to begin with.
It's not super deep, but it is long. That's how
You
many
said it
feet
was
is?
87 feet deep. That is deep as shit.
That's not very deep for a lake.
For a lake, that's not that deep. That's
Now, 1,300 acres. That's pretty damn long. How many feet are in an acre?
I would say 1,300 acres for a lake. That's not that big. Hold on.
1,300 plus acres. That is more than I'm willing to swim.
All right, hold on. So okay, a three-story building, which we are living on now, is about 30 to 33 feet. So that's almost 3 times where we are from the ground now.
What
I
does
thought
any
we
of this have to
deserted.
do with an acre?
You said it's
I asked
87
how-
feet deep.
I don't care about how deep it is. I'm asking how wide it is.
Oh,
How long is 1,300 acres? The people. I have to put up with this. I hope you guys enjoy the show. Seriously, talk about suffering for your art.
acres are weird. I don't know.
That was also weird. The guy sitting next to me.
No.
You sound exhausted. Have you been sleeping at all? Because I haven't.
I was good until like 10 minutes before the show. Anyway, though. So while the bishop figures that out, Ed grabbed onto what he thought was a log, but actually it was the Terror of Rock Lake, who he scared the tar out of, and it apparently, in desperation to escape, whipped its tail and actually flung him several feet back across the water.
I can just see it now.
Yeah, it proceeded to dive down into the lake, and the two men got scared and just swam back to shore and decided to do something else, I guess, to measure their dicks. But what's funny is, again, everyone in this region has their own story of seeing Rocky, and it's always the same thing. Except for one incident.
I wonder who would win between Rocky and Rocky.
Well, Rocky the serpent is a 20 to 30 foot long monitor lizard. But apparently he has no spine, so...
You can't see him?
No, everybody and their ugly sister sees him. No, it's funny.
For the one person like 3 years from now who gets that reference.
Right. Anyway, flash forward another like 10 years or so. There were two men who were out fishing. Now, they claimed that they had their poles secured to their boat. They had lines out. They admitted they had been drinking. But then they claimed that suddenly their lines started being pulled out really, really fast. So I'm going to put it to all my friends here. You're drunk off your ass and you're fishing. And something starts super fast pulling the line out of your reel. What do? You obviously put the breaker on and stop the line from going, right? And then proceed to be jettisoned as your boat is suddenly pulled by something huge under the water. And so their boat is apparently going stupidly fast now, being pulled by the world's most bizarre version of a sled dog. And they're shouting for help because they're, again, drunk off their asses. They don't know what's going on here. Until suddenly, whatever is pulling them comes to an immediate stop. And so the inertia flung these two drunk dudes off of their boat head first into the water. And they claimed that the serpent, Rocky, rose up out of the water, claiming that his head was a good 15 feet above the surface. And it opened its mouth, and they claimed it was about to swallow them whole, except apparently it missed them and bit their boat. The one thing that saved them was the boat was still going, and it actually hit the roof of this thing's mouth, and so it was knocked back, and it swam away, I guess, and they got to shore. Here's the funny thing, though. When they tell this story to the local papers, saying, hey, Rocky attacked us, everybody and their ugly sister came out saying, that's bullshit. Rocky would never attack anyone. He's never attacked anyone in decades of everyone living here and knowing that he's in that water. You're lying. You probably hit the poor thing with your boat, scared him half to death, and you were so drunk you fell in the water on your own.
I can explain this story perfectly fine in a reasonable way. You're out fishing with your buddy, and you're already about, let's say, within the reason of this story, at least 15 beers in, a couple shots. You then decide it would be a good idea to go speedy. You lose control of the boat, it crashes, it sinks, and you're like, what the fuck do we do? What do we tell the insurance? How do we get away from getting a ticket? Giant snake's fault.
It was Rocky.
So, it's a giant snake?
No, it's described as being a giant monitor lizard.
Okay.
But it like tucks its legs against its body when it swims, and it looks like a serpent. Yeah, that's an artistic
I was
rendering.
going to ask if his last name was Balboa.
That's what he said. No, he's named Rocky because he lives in Rock Lake in Wisconsin.
And on that note, who the fuck walks up to a lake and just like, you know what's a good name for this place?
Rock.
Rock.
Real quick, okay, it dragged the boat and they said they were attacked. No, that sounds like an
That sounds like
animal
fucking Jaws.
That sounds like an animal fleeing and it just happened to hook something from the boat. That's not an attack. That's an animal running away that just happened to conveniently hook, and then the people are so dumb to...
My guess is their drunk asses accidentally hit the accelerator.
Yeah. Because let's be honest, when people go deep sea fishing, because that's one of the things I've been into, and I want to go do,
That'd be cool.
most fish in the ocean don't even drag the fucking boat.
Yeah, you need
They
a...
take the fucking line,
Mm-hmm.
but...
Yeah, because they're hooked.
Well, yeah, 'cause
they're not...
The fishing poles are designed to break before it does any
any damage to a boat, like, it will have to be a well.
20 to 30 feet long.
Mm-hmm.
Because no fish or animal is going to be like, oh, this is a fishing hook, let me grab it and pull it under.
That's why you put bait on it.
Yeah. They only see food and then they get hooked and go.
See, here's the problem.
Wouldn't even pull the boat like that.
It would break the poles.
Most lines.
But I have a question then.
Pull off the boat.
I have a question. So this creature is between 20 and 30 feet long, right? Okay. What piece of bait could be on a little itty bitty fishing hook that size of a creature would even recognize was there?
Well, the thing is, they're in a lake, right?
Yes.
That's actually a good point.
Most lakes, they have big mouth bass, small bass, trout.
Those don't get 20 to 30 feet long.
Well, I was saying it's possible they could have caught a fish, and then that fish attracted the bigger
creature. Okay.
But
what
again,
else it could have been? It could have literally been minding its own business, swimming, and the hook got stuck on its body.
That's possible.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Most
yeah.
fish in lakes like that in the U.S. don't get too fucking big, so people don't tend to use the lines that support that big of a weight.
And then you go sturgeon fishing.
So
I'd rather Rocky than a sturgeon.
I like how you guys all looked at me.
So
I don't want to hijack the show, but I
Again?
talk about that.
the line will
Not me.
will snap before anything else.
Real quick. I want to talk to you guys about something. I want to talk to you guys about the benefits of eating dried grapes. I'm trying to do some good in the world. It's all about raising awareness.
Yeah,
You have me intrigued. Please continue.
No.
I want to throw it at him.
Anyway.
Okay,
we have a
Dan.
triangle, people.
Remember how earlier I said I would miss you when you moved to New York?
You never said that. You never.
There
once
might be a
you
reason.
Never once said that.
I think there might be a reason for that. now.
I've said I'm gonna miss you. I even said I'm gonna visit you.
Yeah, that's true. You mentioned going there.
As a matter of fact, I remember you saying that you were going to be glad I'm gone.
You bastard.
Never said that.
Okay, to answer Donzing's question and what you said, the biggest dimensions of the lake that I would be willing to scale, I always wanted to swim across the Columbia River, and the only person who would have done it with me said they didn't want to do it because there's sturgeons in there. And I just looked it up. The Columbia River at the I-205 bridge is about 600 feet wide to the island, and then another 600 feet.
So it's slightly less wide than Rock Lake.
Yes. And I don't know. I'm just.
I'd
like, oh, it's a
rather
river,
encounter
I'll-
Rocky than a sturgeon. I'm sorry.
I don't disagree.
A sturgeon's not going to eat you.
It will
It's going to try.
Can you?
And you can't
live?
even kill the things.
No, they're literally bulletproof.
They're just these things. I've seen them. They're like massive. They're like from the wall
Okay,
to the window.
you said
They're-
bulletproof, but you didn't say anything about fireproof.
They're
live
in the water.
Throw a fucking kettle rod. Turn on the kettle rod. Just put it in there.
I'm pretty sure they're probably electricity proof at this point too.
Yeah, no, the sturgeon is kind of
Now,
like
from what I understand, sturgeons are hard to kill.
the only thing that can really kill them is like an armor-piercing arrow
But
from a crossbow at like point blank. And even then, you better be careful because if you miss, you're.
the worst thing is a hagfish in the Columbia River. I'm going off that.
Have you seen a gar?
Gar are pretty terrifying too.
They have teeth.
They're
Yeah,
not
that's
in the
pretty
Columbia.
decent
I don't
from what I've been hearing.
I think that's pride talking.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you manage to kill a gar, you better eat it because you're not going to kill another one.
Anyway, though. So, yeah, no. They tried to claim that Rocky tried to eat them, and the town itself that they went to was like, get out of it! They literally got ran out of town because they dared to claim that sweet, poor, innocent Rocky, who never hurt anyone, and apparently was a shit-his-pants coward, you know, I love that story because it's the funniest fucking thing. It's like, Rocky never hurt anyone. You dummies probably hurt him. They probably hit him with the boat.
I don't know. That monster's out of control. We need to go bomb the lake.
Can't we just take him and keep him as a pet?
I mean, supposedly he's a gigantic monitor lizard.
Oh, yeah.
So he's just a big puppy.
That sad thing is that actually monitor lizards are basically scaly dogs.
Except for Komodo dragons. Komodo dragons are terrifying.
Are Komodos in the monitor family?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're like one of the biggest monitor lizards out there.
Yeah, it's like
Aren't
that.
they the
it's,
biggest?
It's like that uncle that went to prison.
Pretty much.
And so you're not allowed to be alone with him on Christmas when he comes to visit?
But yeah.
No. He went to prison for some weed charges and then came out because he ended up. And
They let him out early because they were too afraid to keep him in there because he ate a guy.
Yeah, that's the Komodo.
Yeah, but anyway, no. So yeah, I wanted to talk about Rocky because they call him the Terror of Rock Lake, but he is also known as the most cowardly. I just thought that was absolutely adorable and hilarious. And then apparently he is so beloved by these people that they will defend him if you dare to claim that he is dangerous. But back to, you were talking about what actually happened. I want to point out, they claim that they were thrown out of their boat.
That's easy really to do when you're going fucking
Stupidly fast.
Stupidly fast.
Well, I mean, if they were thrown out
stupid
of
fast, and you just turn the boat, you can send everybody flying if you're not wearing a seatbelt.
Well, my guess is if they were thrown out of their boat, they either grounded themselves by accident or they hit a rock. Because the thing is sudden stops, like with something pulling you, a sudden stop would cause the boat to coast to a stop.
Yeah.
If it stops suddenly, then they hit something.
See, speeding doesn't kill you. It's the sudden stop.
Collision is what kills you.
It's the stop that does.
Plus by like the laws of physics itself, if you are being dragged by something and it stops and then you keep on going, if you're tethered to it, you're still going to be dragged to a stop because it'll start moving with you because of how like conservation of momentum works.
Yeah, inertia and all that shit.
Sudden stops happen whenever you hit an immovable object. So.
Or a little boat runs into a 30-foot long monitor lizard.
Bear, you want swimming in a lake that's fucking 15 acres deep?
Neat.
No? When did I say that?
Mr. Bishop says
Mr.
that.
Bishop said that.
John's
Lake here, Missouri.
is...
No, that's not 15 acres deep. 30 feet deep at the deepest point. That's the lake. Yeah.
I can't see most of the comments because there's a stupid heart in the way.
30 feet. Okay, yes. What he's talking about, there was a lake in Missouri, on Uncle Johnny's property. My aunt, my dad's sister's husband. There was a lake, and yeah, I swam in it. There was a bunch of us swimming in it, and
You
30 feet deep.
Did you
yeah.
scare the crap out of a 30-foot tall monitor lizard?
No, but I remember swimming in it, and my toe touched something. I'm assuming it was a turtle.
Turtle.
Are you sure it wasn't old Greg?
Turtle.
Oh, great. And I was on the dock, and I was just kind of like chilling there, just hands on the dock, my feet just barely paddling. I was talking to my nieces, and like the fish would come up, and they were just like nip, 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 and I'm like, yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't old Greg?
It was not old Greg, no.
Anyway, though,
Did you ever go catfish noodling?
my brother-in-law swore that was the funnest thing in the world.
Yeah, my family down in Louisiana wanted me to go noodling with them.
I like my hand.
I was gonna say me too, because there's catfish, but there's
There's
always a
also
chance there's always like an alligator down
An
there.
alligator or a snapping
Gar,
turtle.
we were just talking about gars.
That's something I want to do.
Noodling?
Yay.
Yeah, have fun with that. I'd like to keep my digits.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Noodling, noodling is a oddly popular
Oh.
thing among some
Mom,
people.
this man never been noodling. He still has all 10 fingers.
And toes.
You know, the sad thing is I guarantee Jeffro, way down in Louisiana, has used his foot to noodle.
Oh, there's some spots you have to just because of how deep it is.
But yeah, 30 feet. I mean, I didn't measure the bottom of the lake. And I also thought Aunt Ruthie's property was like almost 300 acres, not 15.
I think he's talking about how wide the lake was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a big lake, actually.
It was a decent lake. It was nice.
15 acres? Well, the one we're talking about, Rock Lake, is 1,365 acres.
Yeah, no, it's 15 acres for a man-made lake. It's still pretty big, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
Sidetracks.
On this show, no. But I had to talk about Rocky because he's from Wisconsin, and Sean was saying do a cryptid from Wisconsin.
I was hoping for a cheese monster, to be honest.
I was gonna say, the real cryptid is the Green Bay Packers' chance of ever winning a Super Bowl.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
No. A cryptid is something that has a possibility to exist.
Well, there's always that possibility, however slim.
Apparently, friggin' I think it was the mayor or someone from Dallas is trying to get the Kansas Chiefs over there.
About the same possibility is Vandy liking a certain word that we like to, scream out loud.
Anyway,
I don't know what this word is. What does the fox say?
oh my lack of a god. Anyway, though, but we're gonna leave Rocky alone because just talking about it's probably scaring the crap out of him. Poor little thing is probably down there in the water having an anxiety attack and it doesn't even know why. No, you were gone. This creature literally has the distinction of being the most cowardly lake monster in America.
Poor thing.
And the funny thing is everyone in the area loves him. And they all claim they've seen him, and he's always running. Anytime someone sees him, he immediately just runs away like a little freaking coward. Despite the fact that he's between 20 and 30 feet long.
It's because he has such a thick tail, you'd hear his cheek clapping as he ran.
Like Bigfoot, just.
The world's most cowardly applause.
Yeah, like the Bigfoot scientist who said Bigfoot doesn't exist because his ass cheeks don't clap when he runs.
Yes. There was
saying that because Bigfoot clapped his cheeks.
Well, no, you weren't here for that.
Are you saying that because Bigfoot refused to clap his cheeks?
Hey-oh!
I hate this show so much. Anyway, though.
You invited me, sir.
And me. They specifically asked me to show up today. I'm trying to pack up my house, and they were like, "You're gonna be here for the show, right?"
He said that.
That was me, not everybody. That was only me.
And you, we just assumed you were going to barge in anyway.
At this point, you might as well just give me a spare key at your guys' place.
I honestly thought he had.
You live like 10 doors down.
I sincerely thought you had a key.
Sounds like a really garbage sitcom.
Yeah, I agree this is. But anyway, we're going to leave poor little Rocky alone. Calm down, little buddy. I'm sure you'll be
but
okay.
this basic we don't have any Bill Cosby's.
Anyway, though, and we're going to head on over to Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Aloha!
Where we are going to talk about their equivalent to the gnome or kobold. Now, I know some people argue that supernatural creatures aren't really cryptids, but the problem is the pickings are slim with Hawaii. There's very little animal creatures in the cryptid library of Hawaii. It's almost all spirits and stuff like that. So,
Oh, yeah.
I picked this one because at the very least, it's an actual physical creature. What are you doing?
I'm moving my stuff around because he hit my keys.
I say give it a couple years, and then people are gonna find the live Lilo and Stitch, and they're gonna assume fucking Stitch is cryptid because that thing was horrifying in the fucking clip I saw.
It does. No, I agree. The live action Stitch literally is nightmare fuel. Like, if you thought that the images of the live action Lion King would haunt your soul for the rest of your life, buddy, hold my beer.
I think it's since Sonic with the teeth on its on the run.
Ugh, God, don't remind me of that.
Yeah, no, Disney saw that image and was like,
Hold my beer.
we can top it.
Oh, God. God.
Doesn't it look soulless?
Weird.
It looks like... Give it red hair. It looks like it's going to literally steal your soul.
God, it looks like somebody tried to AI generate it and just got out of hand.
Disney, I have no
I don't
idea.
understand what Disney's fetish is with live actioning their stuff.
Good money.
They don't have the money. They don't have it anymore.
No. Let's be honest. They don't have common sense anymore. They've gone woke. Therefore, they've gone broke.
But anyway, back to Hawaiian cryptids. I picked this one because it's an actual creature, which is a rarity. Most cryptids in Hawaii are some kind of a spirit, but they're compared to gnomes and kobolds. Although they do have one unique distinction from their kin. Now I'm going to try really hard to pronounce this. Mini Humi. Mini Humi. It sounds like mini human.
It sounds like mini homie.
Mini homie.
Mini homie.
Now, they are described as standing between 1 to 3 feet tall. And as far as a cryptid go, there's not a huge amount of sightings of them, but there are a few. They are a little humanoid. Sometimes they're described having a round head, and sometimes they have a pot belly.
You spell that for me?
Menehune.
Oh, Menehune.
Menehune?
No, Menehune.
Menehune?
Yeah, it's Menehune.
Menehune.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was Menehune. But anyway, Menehune. You can find lots of videos online of tiny person runs by a security camera or something like that. They literally look like dolls. In fact, that's actually a problem.
Toy Story?
There are stories of children who will see them and pick them up thinking they're a doll and start playing with them.
Oh, they're like little homies.
What's up, Mato?
Now, see, here's the thing. Unlike kobolds and gnomes, who can absolutely kick the crap out of you, just ask Krampus, the Menehune is completely harmless. When they see a human, they do one of two things. They either run away immediately, or they will freeze and stand perfectly motionless. Some people claim that they'll sometimes they'll hide with like a big tiki mask on, and if they realize a human's there, they just stop and
Mr.
pretend to be a
Bishop.
wooden statue.
Little people is offensive. The correct term is vertically challenged.
No, the correct term is midget.
They're not
Damn
even
it,
that.
Jesus.
They're not even that big. These are literally creatures that can be mistaken for dolls.
Oompa Loompas?
Well, you know they are said to have a round head, and the Oompa Loompas had fat faces.
You know what this is reminding me of? One, Toy Story. Two, Moana.
Oh, they had those weird tiki doll things. That came to
Yeah,
life.
yeah. With the coconut mask.
Yeah, the coconut monster things. But these are not those creatures. Now they kind of have a sad history because
Is it that Andy went to college?
no. So
That
some
his
people
mentor is a
claim
flashlight?
some of these creatures, in the case of the Menehune, it's believed that they're inspired by an actual tribe that used to live on the Hawaiian Islands, but was driven to extinction by the people from Tahiti. Their name, in fact, actually translates to nobody or unimportant. And so a lot of people claim that there were actually a race of pygmies. And explorers from Tahiti got to the islands.
Hey man, no one likes a pygmy person.
Pygmy, not pick me.
If
Anyway.
you have a pygmy for moral support, is that a pygmy up?
Yes?
I hate you so much. Anyway, though, supposedly there was a race of these pygmies who lived on the Hawaiian Islands, and when people from Tahiti came over, because they were so tiny, they disregarded them as humans and actually hunted them for sport, thinking that they were. It's gonna be. There's no unoffensive way to say this. I'm gonna say it. They thought that they were monkeys. And so, thinking that they were animals, they hunted them for sport, and they called them menehune, which literally means unimportant, nobody, or, lesser. And basically, the reason we have the stories of these creatures is because the Tahitians realized, oh, hey, you know those little creatures we've been, throwing spears at and rocks at and stuff? I think those were people.
They're not tall enough to be people, it's okay.
Yeah, basically they're like a little human that's like this.
Yeah, they're described as
so
being
if we were
doll-like.
putting it D&D terms, would they be considered
A gnome.
gnomes?
Yes.
They're very comparable to gnome. That's literally what they're compared to. Is they're like gnomes or like I said, kobold. They're the little people. They're the wee people.
So, I'm just going to throw this out there
But they don't have magic or anything.
because we know my stance on gnomes. They did nothing wrong. The people who were hunting them, they did nothing wrong.
Tahitian.
Yeah, they did nothing wrong.
The people from Tahiti did.
So
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to go on record and say it. You can go ahead and say it.
They're about the size of your water bottle.
Yeah,
Maybe slightly bigger.
they could be a little bit bigger, but yeah, about that size.
Picture a human the size of Jesus' water bottle.
Yeet, yeet.
Again, in legends, people in Hawaii used to tell their children, don't go picking up toys or wooden idols or statues or stuff like that. That could be a menehune. And again, their core response when they get scared, they're kind of like a raccoon. When they get scared, they just freeze up, or they will book it, and they can run fast.
I can believe it.
I can believe it, but the only difference is raccoons are cooler.
Raccoons are adorable when they get scared because they also cover their eyes.
Yeah, they get so scared they cover their faces.
Yeah.
That's another reason don't disrespect a tiki idol. It could be a mini. It could be a mini
Man, you
huni.
don't disrespect most idols because that's just asking for fucking trouble.
Yeah, you don't disrespect tiki idols in the first place. That's a good way to get cursed. And Hawaiian curses are evil.
You fell for it. Why did you fall for it? You are supposed to be the sensible one of this party.
Kinda curious.
And you were the one who fell for it. So for those who don't know, he has a freaking QR code thing on his thermos.
And I was literally sitting here scanning it.
For the longest goddamn time, too, by the way. I think my beard has grown waiting for you to do that.
I rickrolled him.
Anyway.
I got more in my backpack. I'm about to be planting them in random ass spots.
Don't worry, chat. Never going to give you up. But anyway. Yeah, no, these little guys, yeah. Fainting goats. They don't faint, but they'll either run away as quickly as possible. And the weird thing is they don't have magic per se. They have a weird trait about them. They don't make noise when they run. They can move completely quiet.
You can use them as assassins.
Well, the problem with that is that
Dress them up as little toys and just leave them in like.
You know, I feel like
house.
I feel like we're uncovering the secret plot for the next Puppet Master movie.
Man, didn't they bring those back? Those were good movies.
They were charming. I'll give you that. But anyway, yeah, no. Supposedly this cryptid is based on an actual indigenous people who lived on those islands that the Tahitians just apparently wiped out because they literally thought that they were just animals. It's not specified if they have a language or they use tools or anything, though sometimes they are kind of depicted as like, being a sort of mascot, depending on where you go on the Hawaiian Islands. Sometimes you'll see them like in posters with a surfboard and, doing this stuff, or they wear the grass hulas. But yeah, they're just these sad little creatures who are believed to be the remnants of a people that were killed because they were mistaken for monkeys. Now I have a question for my glorious cast here, because heaven knows none of you will be quiet any other way.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh.
Anyway, I have to ask you a sincere question. What's worse? You create an entire mythology about this creature, making it up, or you just admit that you killed some people because you actually thought that they were monkeys?
Sounds like the ultimate cop-out.
I know, right? It's like, I'm not saying the way...
I ain't gonna deny it. I thought there were monkeys. I killed them.
He would.
I'm sorry, I made a mistake.
Every time you play a D&D character, we've played Dungeons and Dragons.
He is a sizist. He does not acknowledge the lives of anything shorter than him, which
No, that's a lie. He doesn't like gnomes. He loves kobolds.
He's right.
That is true.
No. I remember you were going on a mad rampage killing things, and the bard tried to stop you. And his exact words were, "Stop killing people." So you shouted, and I quote, "People shorter than me aren't people!" And you resumed murdering everyone.
You got to remember one thing, though. He went completely crazy and almost killed the entire party because his favorite Swoble died.
2 or 3 different times over. We've stopped counting how many times, coincidentally, this guy has either been possessed, gone mad, or literally just got bored sitting at the table and started rolling dice.
I'm sure he still misses Tack.
He tried to kill Tack!
Tack's
Once.
One time.
When did you... Okay, for those of you watching, Tack was a kobold, which is a little lizard person. He was you were like an ogre giant.
Goliath, I feel
Goliath.
like.
So the first game I played with you guys, I was a dwarf.
And then the ranger just one-shotted you when you tried to kill everyone.
Yeah.
He even sold it like he was bored.
That was a good fight.
It was. And then I was
Funniest 3 minutes of my life.
The funniest moments of my life was when I came to sit down on the first one of the games and you died, and then I asked him to play the Titanic music. That was great.
I remember
Oh
that.
yeah.
You had a whole speech and everything, and I'm like, play the Titanic music. Made it better.
So, I don't know what it is about my DMs. When I sit at the table, for some reason they become compelled and they want to kill me. Because our previous DM absolutely hated my character and wanted him to die so many damn times over. And same with this guy. Like the third game in, he was asking me about a new character.
No, you were asking me about a new character because you didn't like Niren.
No, I loved Niren. You were the one who didn't like him, and you kept...
That's because Bob Ross is really hard to play as a patron.
I was just a Yanti. I was a snake, and everybody says, "Glory
No, that was the other campaign.
That was the other one.
No,
Yeah.
that was the campaign. That was
The one
you
with
were a
Niren-
dwarf.
I remember. I was a what was I? I was an
In my
orc.
campaign, you were a dwarf.
Yeah,
We-
and then I was an orc,
We're all sober.
and then I was a
Goliath.
no, I was a cat.
No,
No, I was a Goliath afterwards, and then I was like I forgot the name of the race.
Leonin.
Yeah, I was a Leonin.
You die like 3 times per game."
Yeah.
He's kind of like Sean Bean. He just likes dying.
You do. I noticed that. It's a No, it's a pattern. He sits down for 3 sessions, 3 games, and then by the 4th one, he literally just starts looking to provoke the world around him to kill his character off. I have never seen you keep a... No, there was Itka. Itka you kept for the entire
Fuck
campaign.
yeah, that was fucking my favorite. God damn it!
Beyond Itka, every single character after the 3rd game, I counted. I kept track, by the way, because I was the DM. It was always after the 3rd game with a new character that he would literally just start testing to see if something would kill his character.
I wanted to see how far I could push you.
Not very far, actually. I killed you pretty quickly.
Yeah.
No,
And
remember
each
the time?
time it was very creative. There was the one time where
I made the other players all play against you to see if your character lived or died.
yeah.
Or
There was at the
Concierge
hospital.
bear.
Fuck that bear.
And funny enough, you lost and your character died because of the guy who was playing the bard that one-shotted you in the last game when you were a boss fight.
And then he killed me in that one too. And
Yeah,
then
he didn't one-shot him in my boss fight.
No,
Matter of fact, that boss fight was really hard for you guys.
The audience doesn't really know what we're talking. We're talking about Dungeons and Dragons. I was playing 2 different characters against you.
my Goliath. I think I pissed off the tall man.
No, that was Ryuk that pissed off the tall man, and that's how you got into the hospital. I remember. The Goliath, you broke both your legs, so you asked an eldritch horror god for help, and it gave you help by mutating all of your limbs.
Yeah, and then
And then you just started attacking city guards until they had to overwhelm you and kill you.
and then the cat never died.
The cat did not die. The cat outlived the game. The game ended before the cat did.
I know that almost your entire audience has probably played D&D, and I think it's really funny that anybody over the age of 30 that has a creative bone in their body has some sort of D&D story.
Well, see, my brother used to play D&D when I was a kid, but my mom hated it because
It's the devil.
it's a devil.
Which is hilarious because like all of us have spent half of our campaigns beating the crap out of devils in D&D games.
The first time I played, I just made myself, but as a necromancer, and I was really fucked up.
But the thing about
Freaking
Dungeons and
my
Dragons-
all-time favorite character, Mognir, literally managed to outsmart the second most powerful devil in hell and literally stole Hellfire.
My first character was a necromancer who was into necrophilia.
I remember that.
Oh yeah, I would be.
I
nice
remember
if
that
you-
incident. I remember that. I remember the incident with that when you defeated the first boss, and you were like, "I want the body." So I literally had to say, "No, she turns to dust."
My first character put on a set of magical armor that turned him into a Fey dragon. That's how my character died.
Oops. But anyway,
My first character was an upright, justified Minotaur who did nothing wrong.
Tyrios was awesome. The Mighty Moo.
Very lawful. And then I was Enidon.
Well, before that, you were
and
Iorn.
The only time I've ever played a lawful character is with the campaign I'm in right now. Every other time has been chaotic.
How many
chaotic
games has
evil.
it? How many games has it been
For my dude?
for this lawful dude?
Lawful,
So he's about to die.
No.
lawful can be like some of the most evil though.
Well, yeah,
He's not lawful good. He's a Jedi.
lawful evil,
He's a Jedi.
Sith. I refuse to believe you would be able to play a Jedi for like 10 minutes.
Surprisingly, I've been pretty good about it. It's been a couple months.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
There
Yeah.
was,
Hold on, stop. Pretty good, he says. Kind of like Enidal was pretty nice to the dwarven population.
Well, the thing is it's nice to fun to play pretend.
Okay. In my defense.
Talk about the show being hijacked.
In my defense, I'm playing from the if anyone's seen Star Wars, I think it was Rebels. The alligator, not the alligator, the shark person.
Riff Tamsin. It was Clone Wars season 4.
I'm playing
his race.
His race. One of the cool things I can do is I can bite somebody and just shake my head like a dog when they get a new chew toy.
Kakaradon.
Yeah.
Kakaradon. Named after the damn shark.
The only time I don't get a Sith point is when we're in combat when I do that. I did it because the DM was waiting for me to do it, and this dude was about to hit the alert button in his mansion, and I just used him as a new chew toy.
You went Pac-Man on him. By the way, Sean absolutely brings a great point. To be fair, random D&D characters are the coolest American cryptids.
You know what the real cryptid is? This cast's attention span.
Yeah. But I haven't been able to play it because my graphics card kind of fucking died on me, so...
The graphics card died before your character.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, we're gonna get on to the grand finale tonight. So this is another one I kind of had to dig. So we're going to Alaska. You don't realize how accurate you're going to be in a minute. Alaska's another place where you don't have a lot of physical cryptids. There's a lot of spirits in Alaska.
My babe. Oh no.
Anyway, though, this one is the Adlet, who has to be one of the most goofy-looking cryptids you will ever hear about.
Bishop, bring a photo.
Adlet. Adlet. The Adlet is described as being a dog person, except that they're the opposite of a cynocephaly. And it comes in, and that'll be important later. They are from the waist up a human, but from the waist down, they have dog legs and a tail. And they are one of the goofiest looking SOBs you will ever see.
Yep.
Now,
it's like a fursuiter who forgot the top half of his suit.
Or just his head, at least, with that outfit. But anyway, they supposedly run in packs, and they are pretty dangerous, actually. They do eat meat, and they consider it not cannibalism to eat a human. But they have a very weird origin story. And again, a lot of people argue that they're not really a cryptid, they're more of a mythological creature.
What? Did someone get curious with a puppy and 9 months later they had a... That is pretty cool. They had a half human, half puppy?
Okay, so
Well, it gets lonely.
here's a story. So here's the story of their origin. So there was this woman. Her father was a giant. And when they say giant, assume something like Goliath or St. Christopher. So around 14, 15 feet tall. And everyone was afraid of this guy. So obviously they didn't want to marry his daughter. But the problem is he wanted a grandchild. He wanted grandchildren. So he kept telling her, you need to find a suitor. You need to find a suitor. You need to find somebody that will knock you up. And she was afraid of him. So in desperation, she started just looking for anyone that would be brave enough to be her husband. And she found someone. A dog. A dog specifically that had red and white fur. In some versions it's striped like a zebra. In other versions it's spotted. But the point is he had red and white fur, and that's why she knew he was special and that he would be a good husband for her. And Daddy didn't... I want to point out real quick, he's a giant. He's already a mythological creature himself. What does he care? He's like, well, as long as he can knock you up, I'm fine. I want a grandchild. So, and here's the part where we get kicked off YouTube. She did the horizontal monster mash with this red and white dog, and 9 months later, she gave birth to 10 children.
You know, when I made that comment earlier, I was just goofing, but...
Oh, it'll get so much better. Anyway, though, so she gives birth to 10 children. 5 of them are completely dogs. The other 5 were adlets. Legs of dogs, body of human. And Daddy didn't like this. He was not I don't know what he expected. But anyway.
You know, at this point, if you wanted parent children, he should have just gone for Alabama.
No. Oh my God.
Hey, man, what's the worst thing that can happen? We're already talking about a lady
valid point.
With a dog.
We're already talking about Beastie. Might as well talk about keeping it in the family. Yeah, why didn't he just...
A family tree as straight as a flagpole.
Anyway, though.
Blue.
So, here's the problem. The dog father... Well, we have 2 father characters.
You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding. Bark, 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 bark.
So the canine, the dog, apparently, here's the problem. Because you have the giant daddy, the 10 grandchildren. The sad thing is, this story only gets more bizarre. You think we're done? No, this is like the Alaskan 4 champions. It is so weird and so wrong.
Oh, Jesus' favorite story, the 4 champions.
I love telling that story, just because it always fucks with people. But anyway, so the dog had a problem because now there's 10 children living in the house with the giant father and the wife. But here's the problem: the dog was a pacifist. He refused to go out and hunt because, being an animal himself, he felt it would be wrong to take the life of another animal. Basically. No, he would eat meat. He just wouldn't kill it himself.
So he's a suburban soccer mom.
Yes.
What a bitch.
Anyway, you're going to be sorry in a minute. Anyway, so the giant gets frustrated with all this because he's the only one that is going out and hunting. And now he has to feed a family of 13. Yeah, 13. 10 babies, the mom, the dad, and Grandpa Giant. So he puts them all on a boat and pushes them off to an island. But he gives a pair of boots to the dog and tells the dog, bring these boots back to me tomorrow. I'll fill them up with meat and you can bring them back to your family. This is how I'll provide for my grandchildren. What he didn't tell Fido is that he was a magic giant and he could put curses on things. No, you're going to suddenly not laugh at this next part. So,
are you sure about that?
The next day, the wife puts the boots, uses the shoestrings to wrap it around his neck so he can swim to the water. What they didn't realize is that the boots were cursed so that when he touched the water, the boots turned to stone. So he had these 2 boot-size rocks tied around his neck.
Well, did he just put his first paw in?
No, it's when the boots touch the water, when he's in the water. So he's pulled and dragged down in the water. And his 10 children and his wife rush out to try and save him. And real quick, out of nowhere, in some versions of the story, suddenly he can talk in this.
Bark, 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 bark.
Well, it's probably more. Well, no, see, here's the thing. Supposedly, as the story goes, he is being pulled into the water. His children and his wife are trying to grab him, and he realizes it's magic. And so he's afraid that they're going to be pulled down into the water and drowned with him. So he actually snaps at them and kicks them away because he doesn't want them to go down with him. And I'm just going to say it. They broke the cardinal rule. The dog dies. the dog dad drowns in front of his children and his wife, and they can't help him because he doesn't want their help because he's afraid that they'll get pulled down too and drowned with him.
Dog dad died?
Yes!
No.
The dog father drowned. And he drowned.
It's not funny.
And
It's
on top of
hilarious.
and he drowned in such a way trying to protect his family.
Yeah, I want to do that. I will take everybody down with me.
And you'd be a terrible father. But anyway. So,
Not dog dad.
I want to put it to my wonderful my wonderful audience here. The real American cryptids are the friends we made along the way. Ain't that the damn truth?
The Native Americans?
Anyway, so I want to put it to you guys. Your husband / dog just died violently, by the way, in front of you.
That dog really was man's best friend.
He drowned in front of you, and you know that it was your own father who did it because he gave him the boots that suddenly turned to stone. Do you A, go on a John Wick style rampage back to the main line and absolutely have an awesome anime style Power Rangers boss fight with your father with the aid of your 10 mutant dog children? Or do you B, calmly and rationally go back to your father and explain to him how your life experiences have troubled you greatly and he needs to do better in the future to not have such an emotional ramification on you?
Yeah, I know. The tiny little dragonborn with a sniper rifle that would have helped solve that problem. Pretty
I'm
quick.
assuming with how this story's been going, sorry to interrupt, she probably did the second one.
Are we going John Wick or are we going social worker? What are we saying, boys and girls?
Well, I wouldn't have a husband, and or would have been sleeping with a dog, so I don't know what to tell you, man.
I want revenge for Dog Daddy.
You want revenge for Dog Daddy? What about you?
The dog died. You don't kill the dog.
You don't kill the dog. It's like
Right.
Mad Max. You get revenge for killing a dog.
Ain't right.
Don't tell me you wouldn't go John Wick if they killed your dog.
Unless it's a
I
wiener
don't have a
dog.
dog.
Then you get chili.
If you did.
Yeah, John. You always get revenge for the dog. You don't hurt the dog.
You don't hurt the dog.
You know John Wick.
There may or may not be a couple houses on fire.
The
I can
road-
either confirm or deny.
So,
that was the real reason for them wanting to kill the Thing in the John Carpenter movie. Is
because what they did, because what the thing did to the dog. Yep.
Yeah, the thing did take out the dog.
See, Tara's got the right idea. We're going Wick all the way, and you're goddamn right. We are absolutely going John Wick. Mama goes, and with the aid of her 10 mutant puppies, chops down a tree, and with nothing but their fingers and their paws, hollow out the tree, making a makeshift boat, and make a beeline for Daddy. What ensues is literally some kind of insane fight out of an anime. At the time, he, thinking that everything is fine because they're not going to get back from the island and get revenge for me drowning their father and husband. Nonsense. What's that? What is that fast-moving object on the horizon coming towards me? Why do I suddenly hear a loud guitar riff? What the hell? Uh-oh.
Metal!
Fuck yeah! So, Mommy, with her 10 mutant children, massive battle with this guy. Keep in mind, this is like a 15-foot tall magic man. Against 10 mutant baby dogs and a wife who I can only assume very recently had given birth to 10 babies.
They got that mutant strength.
Maybe. But anyway,
You mean that retard strength?
so in the...
I didn't-
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you.
You're
Anyway.
welcome.
So, anyway, in the fighting, by the way, he has no remorse whatsoever. They attack him, and he immediately starts trying to kill them. So, this guy's an asshole.
You know, this kind of sounds like a horrible 80s, early 90s cartoon.
It kind of does.
Wait, are we
Except
actually off the air?
No, you're still on.
No, we're on.
Okay, good. Sean,
Oh.
okay.
We did drop some frames, but no, we're on. Yeah, no, we're on.
Error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth stream.
Yeah, let me says we dropped 1180 frames.
See, I'm getting an error.
Your guys' internet might have hiccuped. No, you guys, we're still on.
We're still on.
Okay, we're still going?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
We did drop some frames, but no, we're on.
Yeah, no, because
Nice and smooth.
It looks like I'm sleeping on the video.
It kind of does.
you do look like you're sleeping. Anyway, though. So, in the course of the fight, Daddy picks up his daughter and tries to throw her off of the boat.
Wait, does she have magical powers?
Apparently, she can give birth to 10 babies.
That's not magical power. That's
Horrifying.
Terrifying fact of nature.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, anyway, though. So he throws her
It's
over the
a
railing,
miracle.
and she grabs onto it. So she is holding on the railing. So he pulls out a knife and just swipes it across the railing and cuts off all of her digits.
Jesus.
She falls into the... No, just to be a massive cock, in case he wasn't already the worst father in history, she falls into the water. He takes all of her fingers and curses them, turning them into tiny little seals and whales so she can't put them back on her hands. And then throws them out into the ocean.
That's some next level petty shit right there. That's some shit I would do if I had magical powers.
I was going to say, that sounds like you. I literally heard that, and suddenly the dad looked like you.
That's some shit I would do.
He would. Anyway, though. So, a bunch of the children, the 5 children who were half dog, half human, they jump into the water to save their mom. And the 5 still completely dog children, they try to bite at Daddy, and they bite onto his feet. For some reason, he doesn't have shoes on.
Well, of course not. He's like 15 feet tall. Imagine the size of his feet. Shaq's what? Like 7, 8? At the size of like Shaq has to get custom made shoes.
He probably would too. But here's the thing. So they bite his feet. Which, by the way, puppy teeth are some of the worst teeth in the universe. Like, that would hurt. I mean, this douchebag deserves it, but still. Ow.
Like, puppy teeth are equatable to kitten claws.
Yeah, there's some evil magic on that shit. It hurts. But here's the thing. So they bite him. So he tries to kick them away.
Isn't he like a size 24?
I just looked it up. Shaq's feet are 22.
Yeah,
I
those
was
are
close. I was close.
motherfuckers custom made shoes. There is a football player, kid's barely in high school, and he has to get custom made shoes.
That's insane.
But anyway, so here's the weirdest part of all this. Because like I said, this whole thing plays out like it's the big final battle of an anime or something. What if I told you it came complete with an awesome transformation scene?
From the mom,
When
the dog,
the dogs, when they bite his flesh, they suddenly gain magic power. They rear up on their back legs, their front paws turn into hands, and they literally transform into what we would more traditionally call a cynocephaly, or a werewolf. Basically.
You know, the size 22 shoe really kind of gives a new meaning to the term Shack Attack.
Yeah, I just conveniently looked up size 22.
Dude, imagine getting Spartan kicked by like.
That's what I'm saying.
A foot that big.
You wouldn't have a rib cage left.
Not like that, or fucking like a sense of smell.
He's a 15-foot tall magic wielding man. I think you have worse to worry about than just a Spartan kick.
Like, I'm kind of like thinking, like, you know, the like Mortal Kombat like internal scenes. Like they're the fatalities.
Does the giant take a wand out of his ass and smite the doggies?
No, he tries to stomp and kick at them.
I'm a little disappointed now.
Well, so anyway, they actually are beating the tar out of him. But he manages to use his magic to make a great gust of wind knock them into the water. And realizing that he's outnumbered and now half his grandchildren can themselves use magic because they ate his flesh. They ate some of the meat from his feet. He rips the line holding his boat to the dock out and literally uses his magic to just sail the hell away. Running away like a bitch.
I wouldn't do that. I would drown him in the water. But imagine being a normal person going down to the shore to go do some fishing.
And you see this.
And you just see that.
You're just walking there like, I can't wait to go fish. Why do I hear boss music playing?
You just come around the corner, he's like, the fuck is going on?
There's 5 dog people fighting a freaking giant on a boat. There's 5 other dog people bringing a woman onto shore. She has no fingers left.
Some dude throws some things into the fucking air.
And suddenly they're whales and seals. Yeah, no. This is the most bizarre shit I've heard
back
for...
into town, you tell people what's happened, no one fucking believes you.
Everyone thinks you're drunk off your ass.
They put
You
you,
have
in
to,
the
well, I
lily
mean,
bin.
if you have to use the term dogfather when describing anything.
You know you're going deep.
Yeah, you know you're gonna get put in the lily bin.
So, no, here's the thing. So, he gets his boat free and he sails off east. So he is out of there. He is running away.
So he goes back towards the mainland America,
No, he goes east towards Europe.
but they're in Alaska.
Yeah, but there is a little island between Europe and Alaska.
Greenland.
That's not how geography works. He would have to go north.
There's some land between Alaska and Greenland.
If he went east, he would go straight towards mainland America. To go up towards Europe, he would have to go
hold on.
north.
Well, no. Okay, so this story...
Yeah, you're not making... So...
Okay, between Alaska and Greenland, you would
No,
go
there's no...
north
Greenland's
around.
not near Alaska.
No, they're on the other side. They're on
Yeah,
the other side.
the other side of Canada.
There are 3 islands, small islands that are next to Alaska and also close to Russia.
I think I figured that... No, hold on. I think I figured this out. So the story claims that he went east, right? This story is about a cryptid that is seen in Alaska. What if the story didn't start in Alaska? What if this is a Canadian
I
legend?
did look up the adlet. It says that the adlet is a creature that lives in like the territories of Canada.
Yeah.
And Alaska.
So this story... Okay, so... A
Depends.
detail I might have missed. This story could have taken place on like the coast of Canada.
Or one of the many islands over there.
Yeah.
Assuming this is right, there is a straight shot from Alaska to Greenland and no islands in between, depending on where you leave from Alaska to Greenland.
Now, is there a straight shot from Greenland to Europe?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's how the Vikings got to the U.S.
Yeah.
'Cause
So
here's
And there's also an island over there where Russia says it's theirs, and
yeah.
Funny thing about that too. That circle is also right around where the polar vortex swirls.
now this is hard traveling, but if you left from Barrow, Alaska to North Greenland, it is a straight shot.
But it's still that's still north though.
Well, yeah, but
Well,
So
the
there's no
story
way for
says
him
he
to-
went. Well, hold on. I think I see what happened here. This story isn't. The creature is a cryptid in Alaska, but the legend itself might be from Canada, because if you were on the Canadian coast, you could go east and go to Europe.
Now the thing is he could have if the story happened in the northern part of Alaska, he could have gone east because you can skirt the coast of Canada and go due east from there, but the way that this is described, there's not much of a population in northern Alaska. It's all like towards the southern edge. You can't go east; you'd hit Washington.
Well, again, that's why
But again,
I don't think this story originates from Alaska. I think it's Canadian, because again, there is a Canadian coastline that if you went east, you would hit Europe. Because the point of the story, I'm gonna get back to the story. The point is, he goes east, and the 5 dog people swim after him and pursue him to Europe. When they get to Europe, they split off, and each of them forms a tribe of dog people who live spread throughout Europe. And that's where their story ends. Meanwhile, the other 5 children, the ones who have the dog legs but the human bodies, they get their mom out of the water, and she actually, unfortunately, dies. I guess she went into shock or something. And so they go west, deeper inland, which would make sense if this was a story in Canada.
Sean has a good point. If it's from Quebec, it's easy.
Here we go. I looked it up. So the origin of the story of the adlet actually came from Labrador and the Hudson Bay tribes. and then the Inuit from Greenland.
Greenland.
So
Yeah, if you went east of Greenland, you would hit Europe.
yeah.
So could that be what that is? Could this have been?
That would work.
Yeah.
If that were the case.
Because again, yes, the creature itself is a cryptid talked about in Alaska, but it's older than the state of Alaska. It's Canadian.
Yeah, Quebec to Greenland is quicker than Alaska to Greenland, and Greenland to Europe isn't.
But the point of the story is that he goes east, he's pursued, and the dog children make 5 tribes of dog people who live over in Europe throughout history. Meanwhile, Mom dies, and so the ones that have the dog legs and the human bodies, they go west across what we today call Canada. And they swear that they hate humans. Because of all the... Which, by the way, seems kind of like a dick move, because Grandpa wasn't a human. He was a giant.
Well, he kind of looks like a tall fucking human, so...
I guess. The giant dad being from Quebec just makes it all make sense. Bit of a low blow, but you're not wrong, Sean.
Geez, Sean. Way to just like disparage an entire country.
Quebec's not a country. It's a...
No, he's French Canadians.
Oh. Valid.
Which is the entirety of Quebec.
Basically. But anyway, and so to this day, supposedly, adlets are very dangerous. They hate humans. Again, don't know why. It was a giant, but whatever. And here's the interesting...
Just antisocial.
Maybe. Something I think is interesting. So there's 5 tribes of dog people that live in Europe now. It never says if they actually found the grandpa and killed him. They just get to Europe and they disband and they form tribes. Why? That seems like getting distracted. You're on a mission to kill the guy that murdered your dad.
Well, to be fair, if they were... If it was a dog and not a wolf, that means that it would have been a dog based off of any of like the Husky or Malamute breeds.
Oh God.
Which means
They would have gone.
if there's a good reason why they got distracted. They only have half a brain, and most of it's filled with static.
Read up on Quebec politics. They're actually evil.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
They're French.
The giant magic's name is Justin Trudeau.
Wow.
Damn.
Nice, Sean.
Good night, everybody. There's no way we're topping that one. But yeah, no. This is an origin story. They claim that these 5 dog children in Europe are the origin of the creatures we know as cynocephaly. Which kind of makes them awesome, but also makes them sound dumb, because if you you swim, doggy paddle across the Atlantic, and you just drop the whole vengeance thing, like, they just...
Hey, Mom's not here. She doesn't know what's going on. We don't have the peck mentality no more. Ooh, squirrel.
Pretty much.
Where did Grandpa go? I don't know. Look, squirrel. Squirrel!
The giants, like
dogs from
Sorry.
like that breed, they are extremely loyal, extremely like intelligent, but they have the attention span of a toothpick.
they are dumb as a
No,
rock.
they're smart as fuck.
No. You can be intelligent as fuck, but you can also be stupid as shit
But
at
the
the same
thing
time.
is, they have dog intelligence. It's very much like
Squirrel!
straight line, like flashlight intelligence. Everything else is just pure static.
I tell them I don't want to do anything anymore, and they're just there on the ground looking at you. Pick me up, bitch.
Oh my god, my brother's dog does that, and he's half Great Pyrenees, half fucking Great Dane.
Yeah, he's huge.
The dog is taller than I am. And this afternoon when I was going to visit my brother to get my car worked on, I was sitting down on the ground handing my brother stuff, and this gigantic 130-pound dog decided the best place to sit was in my lap.
You were chosen.
I was chosen, and it was horrible because I couldn't feel my legs after.
I wish I had a picture to throw up. These are big dogs.
But anyway, yeah. So that's the adlet, and again, supposedly they are vicious creatures. They have no qualms in eating human, but from the waist up, they look like a human,
Here,
and they have dog feet. They have dog legs and sometimes tails.
Bandy. I sent you a picture.
But they are ornery, mean little creatures. And they move in groups. Which means that these mutant puppies grew up, and had bebés.
Bebes. Baboos.
Babuska.
Yeah.
It's fun. All you need is a couple tennis balls.
Distract him with tennis balls. Maybe that's what the giant did.
Go fetch!
He got on shore, they come up behind him. There's nowhere to run, Grandpa! Oh, yeah? You want the ball? You want the ball? You want the ball?
Stick!
Go get it! And they all are like, oh, you're an asshole. And then they run off and go get it.
Grandpa's gone.
Yep. What a jerk.
Right?
I mean, seriously, like, I know everyone makes jokes about how your in-laws are your greatest. There they are. There's a picture.
Look at the puppies.
Look at that dog that tried to kill Scraps over there by laying
He
on
tried
him.
to destroy my legs and was nearly successful.
Look at the size of the shoe in the top right and then compare it to these dogs.
Now you don't understand. That's a very big dog for a 1'6" kobold.
You were kind of like hidden under the dang thing.
I was.
But anyway, what do you say? Do we have a most horrible father ever now? Like,
No, I still think like one of the more horrible fathers was the what was it, the Titan that ate his children?
was that Kronos?
Yeah, I think that was
Yeah.
Kronos.
Who swallowed his?
I don't know. Zeus was kind of a dude.
Zeus is the only one he didn't eat.
Yeah,
Zeus
but
was
Zeus
only-
was fucking putting out babies left and right and just
Oh, he was a terrible father
just
too.
leaving them out there and shit. And then Hera was going smite, smite,
Smite,
smite, smite,
The
smite.
worst part is,
I don't blame her for doing that.
no, I do blame her. She never did anything to the adultery committing husband. She never did anything to Zeus. It was always these
Sorry.
poor women. Some of the women he didn't even bang.
No,
She was
got
just
jealous.
like,
Yeah. No,
he
see,
might
like,
sleep with you.
Zeus. I don't think Zeus deserves the worst father in the world of war, but Hera definitely deserves the worst wife.
Oh, easily. Hera was a bitch. Hera was the origin of the legend of Karen.
I mean, Hera was kind of the Vegeta of
Everything bad in Greek mythology.
Roman mythology, or
Yeah,
Greek mythology.
yeah. She really was at the source of pretty much everything.
Hera, no!
Hera,
Hera,
yes! You're gonna bang her, I know it! Hades is just sitting there.
I
Oh.
dodged the bullet.
You know, maybe the underworld's a good thing. I'm just gonna go hang out with my three-headed dog. To hell with all
What's
this.
funny is like Hades never
I
gave a
wanna
shit
go-
what the fuck
I
was
wanna
going
go-
on. He was perfectly content with where he was at.
In
he
some
was happy
legend,
where he was at.
I was gonna say, in some legends, he actually, because
I'm so pissed off, I'm just gonna pop out a baby.
yeah.
Oh god.
No, I was gonna say because so
Is
real,
that why Hephaestus was so ugly? Because she had to squeeze so hard?
Yeah.
maybe. No, so there are some stories where Hades specifically drew the short straw, so he would go to the underworld because he had hid in baby Cerberus down there, and he knew if Zeus drew the short straw, Zeus would just destroy it. And so he was like, rule as king of the gods, save a puppy.
I would have gone with the puppy too.
Well,
And
I've always seen Hades as kind of like the most level-headed of all the like Greek
Greek
gods.
gods.
I would
Yeah.
say he's the closest to good as far as
I-
not that he is, but I'm saying like of the Greek pantheon, Hades is the one who comes
'Cause
the
didn't-
closest to being good.
Didn't like in the trials of Heracles? Didn't he just let Heracles take Cerberus?
Yes, in fact, it was actually, and on top of that, he warned Heracles that Zeus was going to betray him.
I just
Hades actually
can you
helped
just
Heracles
imagine
a
it's
lot.
Like,
What's
a dude comes up and is like, okay, one of my 12 trials is to defeat this dog. It's like, you can take him on a walk.
Basically, it's like,
He hasn't peed in 10,000 years. Go find a good bush.
Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, because they started making a show for it on I think
Disney Plus. Yeah.
And Hades is portrayed really well in it. It's like anytime Percy goes to go fucking have to go talk.
Hades was not evil.
He's not even in the fucking throne room. He's like in his fucking office, just going over paperwork, chilling and shit.
Yeah. No, Hades is cool. I like Hades. It's kind of funny. One of the most fun characters in Disney is Hades.
Yeah.
And he's completely wrong to the source material.
Unfortunately.
He's like, no, Hades in Disney's Hercules is like the opposite of who he was in the actual legend.
And that's because Disney's Hercules is I'm not really sure of the term, but it was a basically like Christianified version of the story of Hercules. It was changed to like, definite good, definite evil. Because remember, like, in the Disney version, Zeus was seen as this jovial, like,
happy,
amazing,
fun dude.
Father figure.
Yeah.
Which Zeus was not.
Yeah.
No, he was not.
No, he
Hades was more of a
people too.
Hades was more of a father figure to Heracles than Zeus was.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're way off topic and we're out of time.
Then again, look at most of the fucking stories they took from the Grimm's brothers.
And
They
twisted.
just fucking butchered and twisted them.
Yeah, speaking of butchering and twisting stories around,
I didn't know we were talking about Stephen King.
no, he sodomizes stories. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Fuck you, King.
Good night, everybody.
Anyway, next week we're going to talk about one of my favorite books of all time. We're going to be talking about
The Shining?
the 1001 Arabian Nights. In the meantime, though, I am your host, Kristoff N. Chester.
Does that mean you get to talk about the Blue Genie?
The Terrible Blue Genie?
Yes.
We'll talk. Yep, we'll probably talk about him. This is Jesus, the man who just comes into my house.
I still need a key.
That's DJ Scraps over there. They can see your hand. We got the bishop in the corner.
Hi.
I was going to say, now you won't talk. Got my good girls, Famine and Gluttony here. What the hell even was this show?
I don't know. Hey, but I did put it back on the top. Hey, Bear, catch.
No, no. Don't throw residue.
We're going to need to burn some sage now. In the meantime, though, everybody, have a fantastic night. Oh!
Hey.
I think you broke my glasses.
Oh, no.
Are you okay?
Keep checking the shadows, guys.